In Baltimore, Maryland, a landmark court case was conducted under the jurisdiction of the United States Supreme Court. This is its story. Order in the court. Can the defense please start their opening statement?
Yes, Your Honor. So as you know, Alexander Hamilton, Treasury Secretary under President Washington, implemented the first national bank, citing the necessary and proper clause in Article 1, Section 8 of the Constitution. It was lauded by the Federalists, but Democratic Republicans, who viewed the Constitution with a strict interpretation, saw it as unconstitutional. The bank was set to expire in 1811. However, it was reinstated following the War of 1812, with one of its headquarters based in Maryland. States reserve the right to tax any businesses within its borders. Therefore, Maryland lawfully instituted a tax on banknotes within the federal bank.
I object. Actually, as the representative of the Second National Bank, I hereby declare that the state of Maryland has no power to tax our bank. The powers of the federal government should overrule the power of the state governments.
Well, maybe they should have put that in the Constitution.
Well, maybe you should respect the power of the national government.
Well, maybe you should pay your taxes.
Well, maybe you can go kiss my ass. Order! Order! Can you please both calm down and tell me what happened? Well... I was sitting in my office at the National Bank in Baltimore, minding my business, doing my work, not paying bank taxes, when all of a sudden...
All right, we're taking you to court.
Why? This is a federal bank. I'm not doing anything wrong, so I'm going to take you to court. Ha! And you didn't take this to a district court? What about a court of appeals? So now you're here at the Supreme Court, and now we're here. Gentlemen, I have now come to a verdict. Based on what I've heard today, I declare the National Bank constitutional according to the necessary and proper clause. The federal government carries the rights to tax, borrow money, and declare war, and the National Bank is merely a way to make the carrying out of these powers more convenient. The Constitution, though limited in its powers, is supreme within its sphere of action. Furthermore, Maryland does not reserve the power to tax the federal government, even if a branch is located within the state, because the national government holds supremacy over state governments. If Maryland were to tax our national bank, the power to tax involves the power to destroy. Our government cannot face possible destruction by an inferior government. The Constitution is derived from the consent of the governed. Therefore, Maryland has permitted the government to act for their benefit. This court is adjourned. Even now, in the 21st century, the issues discussed in McCulloch v. Maryland hold relevance in recent government court cases. In McCulloch v. Maryland, the Supreme Court stated that Congress has powers implied by the Constitution listed in Article 1, Section 8, and that the necessary and proper clause gave Congress the power to establish a national bank. The verdict of Supreme Court Justice Marshall denied the states the power to overrule federal powers, giving the national government authority over state governments under the Supremacy Clause. McCulloch v. Maryland established a precedent for a powerful national judicature. It also established a states' wide fear of despotic federal power leading to the emergence of the Jacksonian Democratic Party and the pre-Civil War